We all know the basic story in any Zelda game. You're Link, the hero of Hyrule, destined to save the world from the forces of evil and save Princess Zelda. Throw in some side quests and a unique art style, and you got yourself a new Zelda game. This formula holds true for most games in the franchise, aside from a couple. Even Breath of the Wild, for all its convention breaking, still follows the simple plotline to a Z, as in Zelda. That was a stupid pun. But what if I told you that Link was meant to save something else from possible destruction? No, not that princess. We're not ready for that crossover. Not in Hyrule or some alternate timeline, but in our own world. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild saved the Nintendo Switch from a launch day death. Okay, a brief history of Breath of the Wild. The first official footage was shown way back at E3 2014, back when the fanbase referred to it as Zelda U. At the time, Aonuma promised we would be playing it on the Wii U by 2015, but after some unexpected setbacks, it got pushed back again and again and again and again. Okay, maybe it was only like 4 times. Meanwhile, the Wii U started tanking, and it tanked fast. Why the Wii U failed is a topic that's been beaten to death by others, so let's just say it failed epically. Seeing this, Nintendo decided to join their fans and jump off the Wii U ship, focusing on its next console. Rumors swirled around the console and how it would revolutionize gaming, while the Wii U cemented its place as the console no one wanted. As the NX gained hype and momentum, Zelda U almost became an afterthought. With very little news or gameplay to go off of, fans wondered if the Wii U exclusive would ever come out. Then, during E3 2016, they unleashed Breath of the Wild.
Open your eyes.
It was glorious. So glorious. Open world, breakable weapons, overworld bosses, voice acting. Forget everything you know about Zelda. This is the future. And it was also announced for NX. What? It turns out the reasons for Breath of the Wild's delay was the NX, later revealed to be the Nintendo Switch. It's so beautiful. For the most part, fans were happy, but some were slightly perplexed that Zelda U would be on the Switch. Why was a Wii U exclusive being ported to a new console at launch? Shouldn't the Switch have its own Zelda title? These questions remain unanswered until people actually played the game. Then the questions became, who wouldn't want one of the greatest games ever made, whenever, wherever? So why would I bring this up? Remember all the Switch launch titles? All 10 of them? None of them besides Zelda would ever be considered a console-selling game. Oh, I can't wait to buy my Switch so I can play 1-2 Switch? The Super Bomberman R? Without Zelda, the Switch's game library would have looked emptier than Hetsu's maracas at the beginning of the game. Those jerk Koroks! How dare they bully such a sweet, lovable... Is that poop? They're playing with their poop? Oh, that's nasty. Of course, a huge selection of games isn't necessary for a successful system. I get that. But the Switch couldn't afford a lackluster launch. Nintendo had to prove that their hardware could survive in the current gaming community. Sure, the 3DS went from minor disappointment to huge success in a matter of years, but the Wii U's failure was still fresh in people's mind. And in my mind, the mindset for most people is, what have you done for me lately? Nintendo needed to prove that the Switch wouldn't end up as another mistake. That's where Link comes in to save the day. Nintendo knew they wouldn't have any big titles ready for launch, and after making such a tremendous game in Breath of the Wild, why not have it playable on the Switch? A revolutionary game could revive interest in Nintendo, and that's exactly what it did. Think about it. Breath of the Wild sells one of the Switch's best features, playing big AAA games away from your TV, whether at home or on the go. It's almost as if the game was meant for the Switch. Without Breath of the Wild, no one except die-hard loyal Nintendo fans would have bought the Switch at launch. The average fan wouldn't waste their money on a glorified gaming tablet, especially with the Wii U's track record. They couldn't trust Nintendo, but with a game as good-looking as Zelda, it's hard to say no. Now, I know what some of you lovely people are thinking. But what about the great games they showed off at the January showcase? What about Mario and Splatoon and ARMS and Xenoblade and Skyrim and Mario Kart? I bought my Switch from those games too. You forgot about those. Well, if you let me talk, then maybe I could tell you. Jeez. You're right. These games are and will be huge console-selling games for the Switch. I'm sure some fans can't even wait to get their hands on these games. Super Mario Odyssey looks game of the year. No. Game of the generation good. But the fact remains, none of these games were ready for launch. Without a special game to show off the Switch's ingenuity and appeal, not as many consoles would have sold day one. Nintendo couldn't risk losing customers' interest right at the start, and Breath of the Wild was the one major Nintendo title that would be ready in time. Moving forward, I think the Switch will continue to see success, mainly because of Super Mario Odyssey. I mean, goodness gracious, does that game look amazing. However, we can't forget that Breath of the Wild is a big reason for the Switch's current success. Thank you so much for watching this episode of NintenCity Talk. We're going to try to keep making these videos, some opinion pieces about Nintendo and the current games for the Switch and whatnot. If you like what you saw and heard, please give us a like and let us know in the comments down below. Feel free to subscribe to our channel and we'll continue to make these kind of videos. Remember to check NintenCity.com for more Nintendo news and opinions and even reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, you good people.